In this video, I'm looking at Skirmish Wargame, 0200 hours. Hello AOS fans, Robin here. Yes, in this video I'm looking at 0200 hours, which is designed by Graham Davey, Grey for Now Productions. He sent us a copy of this to have a little look at. It's a night raids in World War II kind of skirmishy game, and it looks really fun. We haven't played it yet, so this is a little unboxing and overview of kind of sort of not even really how it works, but just the kind of overview of the style of gameplay, little look at the components. And I might tack on a little painting thing at the end of it, or at least describe how I got on with the painting and the assembly of the models. And then Pete and I will do a playthrough. It's a really fun looking game, and it's, as I say, it's set in World War II, and it's kind of like covert missions under darkness, but you don't have to play it in the dark. But it's supposed to be sort of like raids on things or rescuing prisoners, that kind of thing. And it looks like a fun game. Graham Davey, the designer, he designed the popular Test of Honor samurai-based game, which I think was published by Warlord originally, but now I think it's back under Grey for Now under his own production stable. I think there's a second edition coming. I've never played that. I own a copy, but I've never got around to playing it. There's quite a lot of games I could say that about, but it looks really good. So, and this looks great too. So let's have a little look at the starter set. It's a nice squarish box, nice and compact. This will set you back 48 of your English pounds. It's available for pre-order on the Grey for Now website. There'll be a link in the description below. I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up cheaper or on resellers. I'm not sure. And there are a few additional packs with extra missions and things available too. The models in here are plastics. I think, reading through the descriptions, the models in the extra sets are metal. But I'm not going to talk about the extra sets very much because I haven't got them for you today. If you do want to check it all out, it's all on the Grey for Now website. And there's various options. You can just download the rulebook if you want to, which I think is about £8 for a PDF. And there's various other bits and pieces you can buy in there. There's extra dice because it does use bespoke dice, as we'll see in a minute. Let's have a look. So the first things first is we have 5 Sprues, and I can tell you, I'll look on the content description at the back here. So you get 12 British SAS fighters or soldiers, 18 German sentries, officers, and Feldgendarme. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. I've never heard that word before until I started reading the rules. 6 guard dogs, 8 gaming cards, 8 custom dice, 108 counters and tokens, and the 64-page rulebook. You can look on their website. I think it's greyfornow.com or 0200hours.com. I think it all takes you to the same place. And there's the assembly guides and FAQs and things on there. So do check that out, as I've already said. So they're the Sprues. I'll do some close-up shots of them, but there they are. I don't know why I'm putting my hand behind it. Maybe you can see it a little bit better. But yeah, so you've got a mixture of SAS and German troops there. So one side will take the SAS storming a German compound. I think is how it's going to work. Got a rule book. Got a little plastic container, presumably for putting all your tokens in when you finish, and the dice are in there. I'll have a look at that in a second. And then we've got the bases to go with the Sprues over there. And last but no means least, we've got a couple of kind of token sheets with the various tokens on them. So in this box we have, he says, he never knew what was in the box. I know I'm in. Okay, so we've got a bag of dice, and the dice have bespoke size. So let's have a little look at the dice. I will do close-ups of them so you can see better. But here, so you've got some grey dice and some white dice, and they represent different things. If you're using the white dice, you're doing something that might be noisy, and if you're doing the grey dice, then you can sneak around. So the white dice, there's a chance you might be seen if you roll too many of these things with the eyes on them. With the stealthy dice, you actually might end up hiding. They've got an eye crossed out. They each have chevrons on them, and the number of chevrons change. So there's 1 chevron, and 2 chevrons, and 3 chevrons. There's actually 2 with 1 chevron, and that kind of pertains to what you need for success. So a character card might have a sort of not very good character will have a 1 chevron on its character card, and so he only gets successes if he rolls 1 chevron. But if you've got 2 chevrons, then you roll successes if you get roll a 2 chevron or a 1 chevron. So and either there are 3 or any number of chevrons, whichever chevron you roll actually gives you success. So they're really quite good at what they do. But there are a couple of other sides. There's a medal, which triggers I think a special action, and then so there's this oh, you've been spotted sign. I don't 100% know how that all interacts, but that's the gist of it. So you're looking to get chevrons to succeed, or maybe even to kick in your special action. So that's the dice, and then we've got the cards which I've opened up. We've got some character cards. I think they're all backed. Well, these ones are special missions. These are alarm level and calm, suspicious, alarm raised. So that's kind of like, I think that's an advanced rule for when the alarm can be raised. So you've got a character card. You've got again, I'll do close-ups, but you've got, he's an SAS officer. He's a character. He's a commander. He's a veteran. He's got standard issue. He's got combat knife and grenades. Very exciting. So he's actually one of these ones. He's got 3 chevrons for his shooting. I guess that is for targeting. I think it doesn't actually tell me in the rule book or what the things are, what the statistics are. So yes, that's aim, and then you've got the swirly one is react, brawn for physical strength, smart, so how clever you are, so how good you are at sneaking around or making a quick decision. Well, I'll actually read you from the rulebook what it says. So aim, accuracy when shooting ranged weapons or throwing grenades. React, used to duck and dive for cover when under fire, as well as moving stealthily and patrolling. Brawn, physical strength and stamina required for running and hand-to-hand combat. Smart, used for spotting enemy soldiers, awareness and technical skills. And then guts, bravery, grit, toughness. They will have the will to carry on in the face of injury and death. My guts is very, very low. And so they're your cards, and then they have a points value in them. So you can see the SAF officer has a points value of 6. So I think when you build a squad later, you're told how many points you can have, and you can pick from the selection of cards. And so one team, as I say, is normally playing the defenders, and one team will be playing the attackers. And I guess mostly it's going to be the troops from well, at least this is the SAS, but they're generally going to be the attackers, I think. And you don't get any scenery or whatever, so you've got to create your tabletop out of whatever scenery you've got. I think when Pete and I first start playing this, if we get into it, we might get some proper World War II scenery. But first, I think we'll just be playing in our standard medieval fantasy setting, because it doesn't actually matter what the terrain is. It's just representing things to climb over or hide behind and that kind of stuff. The game takes place on a 3x3 table, and there are recommendations for how much terrain you should have in there, but it's a fairly tightly packed board, and it does just get some vehicles. I'm not sure what we're going to do with that, medieval haywaying or something, we'll see. But yeah, so that's the game in a nutshell. There is a standard mission 1. So in the mission 1, you have an attacking force of 1 SAS officer, a pair of SAS troopers, and then 2 more SAS troopers. A pair must be significant in brackets there. And the defending forces have a here officer, a 2 pairs of sentries, and 2 other sentries, and a dog handler, all of which the miniatures are in there. So I'm going to assemble those and see how that goes. I'm going to paint them up and kind of report back how that all went. But in this mission, a small attacking force has been spotted as they parachute into enemy territory. The defenders are hunting for them and stand in the way of reaching their rendezvous point. So so I think if I did read through this, so basically there'll be on one side of the board there'll be an exit point, and then the Allies have got to go and try and get a certain number of people across that way, and the Axis have got to try and stop them from doing that. So it's quite a simple game in that sense. There's various mechanics which I haven't fully read into. There seems to be a sort of a bag drawing type exercise where you put tokens in, and then when you get you keep going until you draw a particular token, and then it changes over to the opponent. So there's a bit of luck element in there. Well, that's what you get in the box. Like I say, it's £48. I will add on to this an extra thing on the miniatures, so you can see those. And then Pete and I will play a game of this in the not too distant future, so look out for that too. So that is 0200 Hours, which I think is a great name for a game. A little bit tricky to find when searching for it, but it's a great name for a game and a great concept for a game. So there you have, that's 0200 Hours. I've never really played a World War II game. I'm kind of intrigued to give it a go. I kind of, having had a flick through the rules, they look very interesting to me. So it'd be interesting to see how the game goes, and we'll report back as soon as we can. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Do let us know if you've played any Test of Honor, or if you've had a look at 0200 hours already, or if you've never heard of it, then let us know what you think. And do like and subscribe and all that jazz. And we'll see you soon on the Agents of Sigmar. Bye! So I promised I'd show you my paint job. Actually, these were really, really nice to paint, surprisingly so. They've got quite a nice level of detail on them, which means you can just allow the paint to do the talking without worrying too much about all the little twiddly bits and what have you. So these are very simple. For the Germans, I just used basically a grey base coat over a black undercoat. It was Luftwaffe grey. And then I just used some Vallejo, I think, or no, some scale colour brown leather for the leather parts, and just a bit of sand on the base and a few tufts. I actually made some tufts for the Allies. The Allies, again, were very simple. Red berets, a nice camo green. I didn't bother going for the camo pattern, and a nice camo green on the SAS troopers. And if just a standard flesh tone, and then I used some deck tan for the beanie hat on one of the troopers there. Also used a slightly lighter brown for the leather aspects of them, just to sort of vary them from the German troops. So that was it. They're really, really pleasurable to paint. Actually, the level of detail is very similar to Marvel Crisis Protocol, and you can make them look very effective on the tabletop very quickly with just sort of 3 or 4 colours. And I was really quite pleased with the way they turned out for the comparatively small amount of time invested in painting them. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, as I said, and we'll see you soon on the Agents of Sigmar. Do check out our 0200 hours live stream. I'll put a link up in the description and up on the video. But until we see you next time, happy gaming.